Hey, what's up everyone, it's G-Man here and welcome to another episode of Out with the New, In with the Old, where we take a look at how gaming has changed over the years for the better, or worse. With more ups and downs and a certain Paris Hilton tape, join me as we talk about two-player games.
Groovy!
You know, some of my fondest memories in gaming come from two-player games. I remember those times when I got into a heated argument with my best friend because I stole all the health power-ups in Streets of Rage. Or how about when he left the sleepover early because I kept stealing all the magic potions in Golden Axe?
Video games are really a progression of board games if you think about it. Board games, like video games, followed a set of rules and objectives where the main goal was to beat the other players. And I think we've forgotten that video games were created for a social purpose.
Look at one of the most famous and earliest video games ever made, Pong. That's classic two-player action at its finest. Now try playing Pong by yourself. It's boring as fuck. Imagine if they released Pong nowadays in 2012. It would probably be online with some stupid matchmaking system.
Everything's online nowadays. Replace 2 with 2000. It almost seems like game developers don't even want us to have real friends anymore.
In fact, the only company that is still pushing the whole local co-op thing is Nintendo, something they've always stood strong for. I'm sure there's thousands of gamers out there who can tell you plenty of stories about multiplayer games they had with Mario Kart or GoldenEye. And what about the countless beat-em-ups and shoot-em-ups like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Battletoads? So many games back then were dependent on two players, just two gamers beating or shooting the living shit out of everything inside. Contra is the perfect example of this. Try playing Contra alone, you'll get your ass kicked. But plug in a second controller and get someone playing along with you and it takes it to a whole new level. You suddenly got a whole lot less to worry about. It's like digital bromance. You both had to look out for one another. Nowadays, people don't give a rat's ass about their teammates. They're in it for numero uno. Go play any team-based game online and watch everyone go in 20 different directions as soon as the match starts. They just want to get the latest unlockable or the last couple trophies they missed. They don't give a shit about strategy or working together. You see, a teammate nowadays is just something you can't shoot at.
Don't get me wrong, I'm all for online gaming. I love sitting in my living room and having a bunch of people shout at me through their headsets, saying the type of thing that would normally get them grounded. Plus, I think it's awesome that my success in a game is dependent on how fast my internet speed is at the time.
Nowadays, instead of plugging in a second controller, you plug in a modem. You hop on a server for your favourite game, playing and conversing with a group of people you've never met and will probably never see or hear from ever again for the rest of your life. Kinda like Facebook.
I can see the appeal of the whole online thing. I mean, you can get a game going anytime you want against anybody in any part of the world. It's cool and it works, but nothing really compares to the presence of another human being. I mean, when I was a kid, the people I was playing with, my teammates, were my closest friends. They weren't people from the other side of the world, and if they were new to the game or they didn't know how to play it, I'd go easy on them. I'd help them out. You know, nowadays, if you're a newbie, you get ostracized.
You can see the developers are trying to bring back the social element with things like Kinect and the PlayStation Move, which is awesome if you like standing in your living room looking like you're doing some bizarro sign language. And many titles still have solid local co-op and two-player modes. As much as I hate the Modern Warfare games, I have to admit that Spec Ops is extremely awesome. Ultimately though, single-player games are always going to be more immersive and engrossing, and people are always going to prefer the ease of online play. It's like my boy Bob Dylan said, times they are a-changin'. Oh well, at least we'll always have the memories. Well anyway, thanks for joining me again on Out with the New, In with the Old, and make sure to tune in next time, would you kindly? Until then, goodbye.